a lot of sweat equity standing up for these kids and families.
Really, a lot of sweat equity those people spent helping children? Bullshit. 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 Yeah. They're all part of your committee. Do you think just going to a residential and just checking it out and then you know everything? Like everybody that you had on your panel, Ron Wyden, for this youth residential abuse, everybody was what? Oh, some Stanford lawyer in disability. Okay. Has he ever put on restraints? Mechanical restraints? Has he ever had to de-escalate somebody? Yeah, okay. So that would, might as well, but this is who you people put on as if they should speak. But none of your panel had one nurse that's a staff nurse. No, you had some licensed counselor or social worker, okay? Yeah, that has, 25 letters after her name. And yet it's those people that are saying that, oh, we need to have no more restraints in psych. And those people are irresponsible, dangerous, and they shouldn't have a license because they likely have never worked in it and they're stupid. They've become so educated, they're stupid, too educated. Mm-hmm. But none of the people you had on your panel were of staff. No behavioral health nurses, okay? The counselors, the social workers, they don't give any injections. They're not the ones that do the restraints most of the time, okay? They may help. It's the nurse, and then it's the nurse that stays with the patient. They're supposed to, yeah, yeah, or somebody has to stay with them until they come out. So given that I've done this for 14 years, and there's many people, not just me, that have fought in this system, I think your whole panel is bullshit. You wasted the American people's time with this bullshit. And how could you possibly act surprised that Mark Miller, the CEO of United Health Services, my old boss, I never met him. Of course, it's not like he ever shows up anywhere. He doesn't have to. He just rolls around in his billions, looking at what else he can buy and how many more lives he can F up. So for you to act like it's a surprise that he didn't want to show up and speak at your... Are you kidding? Like, you could have asked any nurse at any one of his residentials or his acute psychiatric facilities where he took restraints away because of your committee, left us all in more danger, and that includes patients. Yeah. All because of this freaking committee. But this, I don't believe any of this bullshit. You have made things worse, and yet me, and it's not just me, has been somebody in Illinois anyway, that fought, and the Democratic, machine in Illinois, forget it. There wasn't one politician that gave a shit about any DCFS kids I took care of. They didn't care about advocate. They couldn't even bother to get back to me. Yeah. And then, lo and behold, in 2012, Chicago Tribune, because of an old chief nursing officer who suddenly knew somebody at Chicago Tribune, yeah, because I was trying to call the paper, yeah, that's how much I was trying to reach out and get help. So then I talked to Dua, who now works at ProPublica, for 30 minutes, wasted my time talking to her, for her then a year later to do a 7-day spread on Chicago Tribune's front page every day for 7 days of the horrors of kids in the DCFS system, but never once mentioned Maryville Academy or talking to me and what transpired in my experience and never wasn't in all those 7 days, wasn't mentioned once. And why would that be? Well, lo and behold, the CEO of Chicago Tribune sat on the board of Maryville Academy. So you Democrats, you newspaper, you see, all of these people that effed with me, and I was a brand new nurse. And this was all because of a nursing union. But the worst part, it's one thing to go, you want to go after me to try to save your own ass because the chief nursing officer knew she effed up. She knew it. And then she tried to cover her tracks. And none of you people, none of you Democrats in Illinois that I contacted wanted to do the right thing. None of you aldermen. None of you. None of you. None of you gave a shit. So I don't care how much you push this hot air that these people have, sweat equity helping these kids. No, they don't. No, they don't. Because if that were true, then, well, it wouldn't be worse. You people keep it this way on purpose. Especially DCFS. There's been people that have said suggestions, but there's never any Democrat governor in Illinois that wants to change it. No, let's just keep effing over the kids. So don't act like you're going to change anything because, well, you would never change anything that would actually be of help to children. I've never seen it. I really haven't. Yeah, but I will say this because of your waste of time committee and carrying on about mechanical restraints. Well, they shouldn't be using mechanical restraints in a straight residential anyway. They're only supposed to be used in an acute setting. But because you carried on so much about them and made it seem like that, there's never a time for them to be used, and that's bullshit. Mark Miller, the CEO of United Health Services, made his facilities, his acute psychiatric facilities, more dangerous because no more using restraints. So then it's just, if you can't de-escalate somebody and you have no staff, well, that's how people get hurt. That's how patients end up being more traumatized. Yeah, see, there's a proper way to do restraints, and nobody likes to do them. But there's a proper way to do them, and there is a need for them sometimes for everyone's safety. And because of your hearing and you thinking that Joint Commission is the oversight, please. I mean, when you guys can get rid of all that garbage, and when you can actually have staff nurses in front of you that you talk to, and I don't mean like, staff nurses from American Nurses Association or anything. No, just saying nothing against those nurses. I just mean, it would be people that likely were, all in. I mean, I had my own experience with that whole mess. So, yeah, but if you just got straight up staff nurses that weren't trying to push your narratives, but just tell you the truth, then I'd know you were wanted to do something about it. But I don't expect that the Democrats, really anybody, will ever do anything about it, because the fact is, what your whole hearing should have been about was that we need to have brand new acute psychiatric facilities with brand new CEOs that are better, and then they won't go to UHS. Because Mark Miller will not change. He's the same as his old man. They're not going to change. For years, UHS has gotten away with this, and you and your oversight committee, which doesn't seem like it's very insightful at all, can't see that that's the true problem there. So how do you fix that? Well, let me give you the solution, Ron. It's that you come up with a way to have a brand new bunch of psychiatric facilities that are run, that the CEOs let the nurse and the doctors have the power back, because we keep the patient safe, we know what's best. We actually have a CEO that has a conscience. That's what will fix it, so that patients will no longer have to go to UHS, but will go to a legit place.